morning. This goes out to those ye of little faith. Now, for some reason, my video keeps jerking. I must need a Skype update. Excuse me, Logitech. Listen to what I say. Take what you need. Leave the rest behind. Vietnam veterans will have a more understanding of this, especially those that ride Harleys. And your parts are made in Japan, so partial jet bikes. I know. Now clean off the stuff you just threw at the screen. And I was dealing with a guy down in Florida, a non-vet, and he would have his third or fifth magical beer, and that he knew everybody at that point. I know you from New Orleans. His father's name was John Lennon. I did a long-term drive from Florida where Mr. Lennon was, all the way up to where he was being buried in Michigan. Very coldest winter day on record. In one shot. Anyway, I was getting fed up with trying to help him. And down from the ceiling in a sitting position, no, just pretty much her torso to her top of her head, with her arms out, came Mother Mary. I had discrepancies about Mother Mary, being from all kind of mafias in New York, not understanding without proof. You know, I might be a psychic, but I want proof. And she had a tear in her eye, and subconsciously she was telling me no. I heard her in my head, and she was saying, you can't help here, I'll take over. So I left the next day. The other thing, I was pissed at God. My brother going on the track of downward, even though the doctors thought I was nuts. I am, but I don't lie. I was pissed at God. I looked up in the sky. Every neighbor knew. I yelled. I did not, in that yelling, state the 3 things I wanted for my brother. And I did not expect to hear these 3 things until I died. For the last time. And I had gone into my brother's room. And he had already been visited by my grandmother and a few other people that had passed on. And my brother was a Capricorn, not paranoid, and not, he just wanted a private moment, but he kept going like this to make sure nobody else was listening to what he was going to say. And he said, she came. Now, we had, we could speak without speaking in our heads, but, I wanted it verbalized. I wanted no question mark. And once I realized it wasn't one of our own relatives, I knew who it was. I wanted to know who from his lips it was. And so, his face was just stunned. And I could see him visualizing the memory. And, I said, Jerry, you have to tell me her name. And again, he looked back and forth and he said, Mother Mary. Now, I know what color she glows because of having seen her myself. And I said, what colors did she glow, Jar? And he said white and gold, which or it could be white and yellow. And I thought, wow, 1 out of 3, and I got to hear it. So I said, okay, Jer, I'll be right back. And I went to go leave because I wanted to go into the little chapel that was turned into a synagogue. That was, you know, it was church or for Christian, Protestant, Catholic, or Jewish services, any services for anybody. Cardinal O'Connor at the time oversaw it, and Monsignor Cassidy. And I'm Christian Protestant, so I have Protestant penicillin chicken soup. Many Jewish friends, many friends of all faiths. I am prejudiced. After 9/11, sorry, but I have done my reporting to secretive people because of what I've seen, and shit stopped. So anyway, I do my part. And because of my calling, you know, people say, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. I just get pushed. Something tells me, go over there. Where everybody else goes in the opposite direction because of that freakish feeling inside. And I'm like, oh no, I'm going to be friends some of these people. Anyway, so Jerry reached out his arm as I was going out. And I said, did you shake somebody's hand? And he said, Don, you don't know. And I said, Jerry, maybe I do. And I thought, wow, this shit is cool. And I walked back over to his bedside and I said, Jerry, you have to say names. You have to tell me. I said, you shook somebody's hand. He said, you know, and I said, Jerry, you have to say his name. And he said, my brother, Jesus. And I said, was that not the best brotherly handshake he could have ever had? He goes, oh, Don, you don't know. I said, Jerry, I think I do. And there was one left, and I wasn't sure if I was going to get that one, but all of a sudden he got a shit-eating grin, and I didn't see it all, but I knew 3 already happened, and I said, what happened next, Joe? Did you see anybody else? And he goes, I was in a car, Don. And I said, what kind of car was it? And he said, it was a 57 Ford. And I said, what was the outside color? He said, red. And I said, what was the inside color? He said, black. And I said, who was driving? He said, you know, Don. And I said, I know. I want to hear the words, Jerry. And he goes, my father. And I said, well, did he teach you anything, Crash Jordan? So those were the 3 things I had asked for, and prior to my brother going up, I said, Jerry, you're going to go to a place that's called the infirmary, and in that place, all those boys and girls who didn't make it in the situations we were in, I want you to help clean them up, dress them up properly, put smiles back on their face, and then give them to their ancestry. And in his state, he knew, because he got to visit, he said, you know I will, Don. Okay, ye of little faith. Vietnam veterans who have been in motorcycle accidents, you felt a hand. Even though you may have gotten banged up and scraped up, you felt a hand pull you. It was not God's hand. God allows brothers and sisters to do work too. So when I say Sarge is doing work, I mean it. It was one of your own who did not leave you, who did not fall but rose, that saved you. You don't have to believe me. I'm not trying to push anybody's thought processes. But you know, remember back. That's all. And though I don't do Thanksgiving nor Christmas, I celebrate certain things all the time. In my way. I might say things that are a little bit shocking, but they're the truth. Nobody wants to hear it. I'll still speak it. Gets people out of my way that don't need to be there. So when I do say God bless you, I mean it. They didn't fall. They rose. You're welcome, Sarge. You didn't hear it, but I heard thank you, Wolf.